Hello again, and happy present moment to you all. I'm very happy to be here doing things that make me happy and just having an opportunity to put it out there and share it. So, very grateful for everything today in my present moment. Today we are going to do Beyoncé's numerology, and kind of because her birthday just happened, but also because I think she's an inspiring woman in a lot of ways. And I always think of, I don't know if you have seen her documentary from a long time ago, I want to say maybe 9 years ago, called Life is But a Dream, but there's a lot of quotes in there about life. I love watching it. It's such a peaceful film, and it's just moving in so many ways and just speaks to a lot of aspects of being a woman that I think is really cool. So we're gonna do her numerology as our first celebrity numerology, and like I said in the last video, we're gonna do celebrities because their full names and birthdays are already out there, which is exactly what we need to be able to do it. So her full name that she was born with is Beyoncé Giselle Knowles. We're not going to use her married name today. We might touch on that at a later date. But so we're just going to start with her full name, and I'm going to write her birthday over here. Her birthday, she was born on 9/4/1981 in Houston, Texas. So she just turned 38. So, and if you don't know that much about numerology, I explained a little bit about it in my first video, but we're going to start with her name here. So let's see what we have. So 2576535, 7915335, 2565351. So we're going to add all those together. So we've got 14, 20, 33 there, 16, 17, 22, 25, 28, 33 again, 7, 13, 18, 21, 26, 27 for her last name. And then we keep adding, so we've got 6, 6, and 9. The first name is something called the key, and that represents how you view opportunity. So with 6 as her first name, 6 is a number of love, and it's also a number of responsibility. It represents responsibility that comes with love in a way. It's a very family-oriented number, and actually 9 is too, in a different way. But with that as her first name, she's most likely to take on opportunities that are going to allow for her to express her feelings of love in some way, or are going to allow for her to be feeling responsible or connected to people like family. So we've got that. And I think that makes sense for her. You know, some of this, obviously we know things about these celebrities, so it's not going to maybe be as impressive as when, you know, I like to do it for people who I don't know sometimes if they want me to, and then it's when I say things that end up being really true about them, it's a lot more impressive because you don't already know anything. But so then we're going to add all 3 of these together to get her full name. So 12 and 9, that's 21. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So her full name, anyone's full name represents their expression. So 3 is her expression. That's also mine with my given name anyway. And the expression from your full name represents how you express yourself to other people, kind of your outer persona. 3 is a very positive, joyful, social, connected to people kind of number. I mean, it goes with the 6 really nicely. Those are very much in harmony with each other. So with the 3 expression, she's going to express herself very positively and as being very joyful and happy and kind of looking on the bright side of everything, even when maybe she's not feeling that way. Maybe even when things are tough, she's going to be expressing herself positively and still kind of spreading that joy, spreading that light. So that's very cool. That seems like her too. So now I'm going to take the vowels of her name. And so Y is sometimes a vowel. In numerology, Y only counts as a vowel if it is the only one in its syllable. So since we have the E in that syllable, or if you were tying the Y to the next syllable, the Beyoncé, we've got the O there. It's surrounded by vowels, so that Y is going to count as a consonant. So we've got E, O, E again. We've got from her middle name I, E, and E, and from her last name O and E. Sorry, my handwriting's not great. I'm looking a bunch of places at once. But so now the vowels in your name represent your soul urge, what you really want out of life. So let's see what we have here. So we've got 16, we've got, that'd be 25, and then 35, 41, and 46. Okay, and I'm just gonna check, well, when I do her consonants, I'll check and make sure. These two, the ones from vowels and consonants, should always add to be the expression one, and that's how you can just double check that you're doing it right. Like I said in the last video, I love numbers, I like adding them together, but everyone makes mistakes sometimes, so it's always good to check. 4 plus 6, we're gonna assume that's right for right now, and that'd be 10, which would be 1 as a soul urge. And I think that's also very fitting for her. We talked about 1 in the last video too, but 1 in this place as a soul urge would mean what she wants the most in life is for life to feel like her own and like she's doing exactly what she wants to do, being an independent woman, being self-sufficient, and obviously everyone needs other people in some way at some points in life, and this is just the overarching theme. She wants to feel independent and like she can take care of whatever comes her way. So then the consonants are going to represent another aspect. Okay, so these are the consonants. It always looks kind of funny. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so we've got 9, 14, 17, 24, 25, 31, 33, 43, and 48. Wait, no, 47. Yeah, 47. Ooh, we've hit our first master number. Of course, it happened with Beyoncé. I didn't talk about these in the last video, but master numbers are, so normally we'd add those together, right? And it would be a 2. 11 and 22 are master numbers that you leave without adding them together because they've just appeared kind of throughout history in very high power places, and they just carry a higher vibration. So what we're looking at with the consonants is your quiet self, which is kind of the inner aspect of you, like what you'd be like when you're alone, when you're not around people, and what kind of your dreams are when you're just thinking by yourself. And so if this was a 2, which it's going to be similar, if this was a 2, sorry, allergies right now, but a 2 quiet self would be like you are thinking about, when you're by yourself, you're thinking about how much of like quality connections do you have with other people? Because 2 is a very relationship number and communication. 2 is also about balance. It's also about balance and harmony. So you're thinking about those things and making sure, is your life balanced? Are we in harmony? How are your relationships doing? Like, these are the things that you're most likely to be focusing on if your quiet self was a 2. And the fact that her quiet self is an 11 puts that at another level. So she's not only thinking about that stuff, but she's thinking about, are my relationships powerful? Are my connections very meaningful? Is my life in complete harmony in a way that I'm able to maybe give back and be receiving a lot? This is a very powerful energy to have there. And I think it's good, like, balance it. This is very balanced overall, personality wise, because you have this social and connecting with people, being responsible aspects. You also have this taking care of yourself first and foremost aspect. And then while you're alone, you're thinking about all of this. You're thinking about the relationships. You're thinking about making sure you're keeping it balanced with what you want. If we didn't already know, Beyoncé is awesome, and it's very evident in these numbers. So that's her personality. That's what you get from the name. I'm going to move over here, and we'll come down below in a second too. So I'm going to move over here to her birthday. This is going to tell us her life path. So we've got 9-4, and then that's 19, which is 10, which is 1. So we've got 9 plus 4 plus 1, which is 14, which is 5. So 5 as her life path. Gosh, this makes so much sense. So 5 is a very easy number to explain because it's like the 5 senses. It's living life to the fullest, experiencing everything as much as possible, and being in the present moment, experiencing those 5 senses absolutely as much as possible. So it makes a person, when it's in a life path, that makes her like very adventurous, very keen on traveling, which I'm sure, she's done probably more of than any normal person, for sure, like any non-famous person. I'm sure she's also been traveling for a lot of her life, because her career started very young. So this would indicate that she probably loves that. She loves experiencing everything. And that's a different, kind of side to her. Her personality is very like relationship oriented, also taking care of her relationship with herself. But then in life, she's kind of meant to be out there experiencing everything that life has to offer and all the sensations, all of the experiences. Okay, so there's a couple other things that we're going to get from the birthday, and one of them is these first 2 numbers are, well, actually, let's see what phase of her life she'd be in. So there's 4 phases in your life, according to numerology. You've got a first round of pinnacle and sub-challenge based on those first 2 numbers. And the pinnacle, the best experiences in this like first phase of your life are coming from the adding of these 2 numbers. 9 plus 4 is 13, 1 plus 3 would be 4. And then I'm just going to see what age, because she might already be done with, she is already done with this first pinnacle, but we could see what it was. And then the first sub-challenge comes from subtracting these. So interestingly, her first sub-challenge is a 5, but I'm guessing it really wasn't as much of a challenge because she has this 5 life path, kind of balancing that out for her. The first pinnacle always goes from birth to 36 minus the life path. So if her life path is 5, This first one goes from birth to 31. So until she was 31, best experiences in her life, 4 is a number of foundation. You think of like the 4, like a square base of a house kind of thing. And 4 is also a very, hard work and challenging kind of number. So her best experiences were coming from working hard and building a foundation for herself. And I think that's probably very true. Obviously, none of us know her fully personally, but if you look at her career, those were, I'm sure, a lot of good experiences for her, and it was also very challenging, a lot of hard work. Sub-challenge of 5, and this is my first sub-challenge. 5 as a sub-challenge means that living in the present moment is difficult for some reason. You're kind of always thinking about things that happened in the past, or you're anticipating things that are going to happen in the future. You're never kind of stopping and enjoying that present moment, which is why I've tried to make it a focus of my life, because that's very true for me. That was one of the first things that I read about myself in terms of numerology, and I couldn't believe how right on it was. I struggled so much just kind of relaxing and getting into the present moment. So that might have been a challenge for her, but because she has this 5 life path built in, it might not have been as much of a challenge as it would be for someone who didn't have that 5. This could also mean, because 5 is her life path, that figuring out where she wanted to go in life was challenging. And I know we probably wouldn't think that, by looking at her and her career, but that is something that could indicate. Life path was a challenge. Maybe she did struggle with where her life was headed. So since she's done with this one, she's going to be in the next one right now. So her second, and I usually just do, numerology I don't think anything can necessarily accurately predict the future, just because with your free will, obviously your trajectory could kind of change at any time. So we're gonna stop with where she is presently. You could keep going, and maybe I'll get to do that for some of our ones that I know that I have at least one that I'm planning on doing in October that he's a little bit older, so maybe we'll get to see further down the line. But for her second round, we are looking at these second 2 numbers, so 4 and 1. So we add them together for her pinnacle. 5 becomes her pinnacle. It was her challenge. Now it's her victory. Sub-challenge, we subtract them, and 3 is her sub-challenge. This next one goes for the next 9 years. So if that was birth to 31, then this one would be 32 and for 9 years, so to 41. So she's in this one right now, and with the 5 pinnacle, best experiences are coming from living in the moment, being adventurous, experiencing everything there is to experience. And I don't know exactly, I don't know off the top of my head where she was in her career at 31, if maybe it's observable to see that kind of shift from 31 to 32. Maybe she was kind of holding back in a lot of ways, and then she embraced just kind of living in the moment and doing everything that felt good. But then interestingly, 3 becomes the challenge. 3 is her expression. So this could mean a couple things. If we didn't have that expression, 3 as a sub-challenge would be, it's challenging to be happy in this time. It's challenging to be super joyful. Maybe it's challenging to be social. It's challenging to feel like you're in a positive frame of mind. So that could be what it means for her, or it could be more related to this expression, or it could be both. But if it's related to this expression, then this would mean her expressing herself became a challenge in some way. It was not coming as easily as maybe it used to. So And wow, we're already almost at 20 minutes. So this is how I do numerology. And I know there's a lot of websites, that you can type your stuff into, but I never really like doing that. Obviously I never have to for this because I know how to do it, but if I am kind of teaching you how to do it by showing you this, then that's awesome. If you want me to do this for you, I can. So I have information down below on how you can find me on social media or email. This is just super fun for me, and I've never done it for celebrities before, so I'm really excited to show this to you, and hopefully it's a fun video to watch. And yeah, I'm gonna try to do weekly videos, so every weekend. I know today's Sunday, so they might be Saturday, they might be Sunday. I can tell you that next week it will also be Sunday because that is exactly someone's birthday that I want to do. I'm gonna leave it as a surprise. Some of you might know who it is, some of you might not, but I think it'll be really fun. So thank you so much for watching. I'm very grateful to have your presence, and I hope you keep following yourself, following your intuition. And that's it. See you later. See you next week.